rapping for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
Back to Modify Your Life podcast, where I am your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And here on Modify Your Life podcast, we talk about modify your life mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. And today we have the beautiful co-host, the star of the hour. If Mrs. doesn't track it, doesn't snack it, and Mrs. Calories don't count on the weekend,
I support strippers.
Miss Winnie the Foops. Someone asked me a question. And it's going to be the start of the topic. If you're here to get better. If you're here to take something.
Or get berated like me.
If you're here to take something and listen to it and apply it. Mm-hmm. If you're here, you're in the middle of becoming the next best version of yourself. So shout out to you, right? And let's get into it. How in the world do we hold ourselves accountable when we're BSing ourselves?
Was that
it?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, he said it'd be dope to get some insight on how you yourself,
my boy Juan,
how you self-reflect and hold yourself accountable on your own bullshit.
Let's get into it. Let's go back into old Anthony Lopez first and old Modified Frankie.
Yeah.
How did you self-reflect your BS?
I have one recently? From a couple of days ago.
Oh, so we're just gonna avoid the part where I said let's go back to your old self and just go to you last week. Okay, cool, no problem. Take the lead, big dog.
I'm gonna hit you hard. Well, obviously there's been plenty, but I would like to pinpoint this last one I've had.
Uh-huh.
So you've made it painfully clear to everyone that I've been off the rocker since October
9th, 2023.
Okay.
6:35 p.m.
And I knew I was like coasting, right? Like I knew it. But I wasn't.
You're let's call it how it is. You're being lazy.
Okay. I'm not
awesome.
saying no.
Okay.
Facts.
Facts, no printer.
Right. But I was coasting. But I had a realization the other day when we went to the pool on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And I was just chilling, and I believe your mom had left like those mini donuts from 7-Eleven, like the little pack. And you guys were eating the mini donuts from another. Oh, it wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me.
Allegedly.
Plead the fifth.
There was a pack of donuts that were finished.
Arlo did it.
And I had asked, hey, can I have one? And it finished. And I remembered, oh, AJ's mom left some here. So I grabbed the pack and we go downstairs to the jacuzzi. I'm chilling. Instinctively, I open up the package and I eat one. And I mean, they're good, but they were like, I wasn't even hungry.
And they're not even that good. They leave your mouth with
they weren't
that coat on the top.
And
if I were to have one, that's what they would taste like.
Allegedly. Yeah. So in the middle of the second little donut, I started like questioning myself. I'm like, wait, you're not hungry. Wait, these aren't even that good. And then I'm like, why are you eating it? You just ate like an hour ago. So then, like, I'm starting to ask myself a bunch of questions like, are you hungry? Like, what are you feeling right now? I was checking in and I'm like, I'm fucking up.
Are you high right now?
Do you ever get nervous?
Are you single?
Yeah.
That's like when you're talking right now, my brain, just that verse went in my head right now. So what'd you do? You self-reflected how? That was it?
I started talking to you.
You started talking to me and then I called you out on eating donuts?
You
Say it.
You zoomed out on that picture and you said, it wasn't the donuts. It's been since October.
Like
instant regret.
We honestly have a good relationship.
Yeah.
I promise you.
We do.
It's not perfect, but we have a good one. You know what I mean? It just, I just feel that a lot of people in relationships that they're unhappy with because they let things slide that they don't like.
Or they bullshit.
Or they BS themselves, right?
Peace,
so for peace and love and like, okay. Anyways, we can have a whole podcast about that. All right. So what we'll get into is this. All right. Back when I was old Anthony Lopez, right? El Jefe, if we may.
El Jefe Vlogs.
Right? I constantly BS myself every single day. You know, and I'm really gonna call myself out right now on a lot of things that I probably haven't even brought up before. You know, I knew I was a BSer. You know what I mean? I knew that I had like these $1 million dreams
And ideas.
with penny pockets.
Okay.
But and it's only because I knew that I wasn't working hard. Like I knew I wasn't. Not even talking about my weight right now. No, we're not even talking about my weight. I'm talking about just my work ethic in general. I knew that there was better. There I could be doing better, right? And like I said, we're not getting into my weight right now. We're just talking about just in life in general. You know, everything that I did, I would always half-ass it. Like everything that I got into, I would always find the way to do it easier. Not smarter, easier, right? If there was a test, I would try to cheat on it. If there was, you know, a video that needed to be done, I'll try to cut a corner. Yes, I did a good job, but I would procrastinate towards it.
Okay.
I wanted to start a business. I, you know, open up LLC, and then I don't do everything else is correct. I started doing online coaching, didn't learn about taxes. Now I'm screwed. Like I'm gonna call myself my new version of myself out. Like it's one of those things where it's like, but understanding that you constantly BSing yourself and lying to yourself is only hurting you. Because at the end of the day, the reason why we ask this question is because we want someone to give us the answer that's going to change your life. And the answer is that doesn't require much work. How did you lose weight? Some people are like, oh, well, just, you know, yeah, the surgery, it's easy. That's all it is. Okay, go do that. Oh, well, how did you get so many followers? You probably paid for them. Okay, cool. That's why I paid for them.
Do it.
Right? Oh, well, of course it's easy for you to have muscles. You were 600 pounds, so you had all that muscle under you, and you just, you know, had the surgery and lost weight. Okay, that's what I did. Like, we're constantly chasing the easy way out because it's a hard fucking punch in your gut when you realize there's people that are outworking you.
Yeah.
Right? And the worst thing is about understanding that you're being outworked is knowing that you're not giving yourself your all. You know what I mean? So holding yourself accountable to your BS is something that is not, we're not born with it. Right? Like our last podcast, everything likes to be sugar-coated. Stop sugar-coating it to yourself. You know what I mean? If you have to sit here and ask that question to yourself or to anyone else, you know the answer. You're bullshitting yourself. You know what I mean? You're not taking the right steps towards the right direction. You're taking the steps towards the direction that led you in this position. And if you keep on heading that way, then you're going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. Yeah. It's kind of like that kid who stole a little bit of stuff when he was in elementary school, never really got in trouble, didn't learn his lesson. So he went to high school. And now that person's sitting in jail as an adult, right? Because a little bit more, right? And
it's not
really,
bad until you get caught.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad until you get caught, or it's not bad until you're morbidly obese. It's not bad until you can't wipe your ass. You know what I mean? But by constantly trying to find the easy way out of things and BSing yourself that, oh, well, I'm just being smarter and thinking smarter, not harder. Oh, I'm just playing the system. Like, it's going to come back to haunt you, right? If not, it's already haunting you. Yeah. You know? So old version of myself, I wouldn't call myself on my BS. I would make an excuse. I would BS myself and then BS myself into I would BS myself and then I'll have a BS conversation to myself about why it's okay that I did what I just did. Right? Oh man, I'm working. Damn. I've been working. Right? Yeah, hidden facts. Right?
So we scam ourselves the most.
Yeah. Well, you're your worst enemy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, look it. There's certain things that I do every single day that I realize that I have to do, or I don't feel like a good person. Or your mood is not there. It is not there at all, and the only person I'm mad at is who?
Yourself. Because
it's my fault, right? Cardio. I don't do it only for my heart health and for weight loss. I do it because it's something that makes me feel good. My gratitude is that I get to stand on a Stairmaster. Me reading a book and listening to a podcast in the morning. It's not the fact that I'm trying to read a book to become more intelligent. Now that's a positive side, but it's because I don't know how to read that good. So I'm getting better at that. Right. And it allows me to speak better. I actually learn more words when I start reading different books.
It expands your vocabulary.
Expands my vocabulary. Right. My mobility. I don't do mobility because it's the funnest thing to do, but I do it because it allows me to have my me time, some quiet time. And on top of that, it helps me with my horrible hips from being morbidly obese my whole entire life. Yeah. It allows me to be a better snowboarder, right? I don't do these things because they're super, super fun to me. I do them because they pour into me in different ways, shapes, or form. When I do my cardio, I take my supplements. It allows me to be a better online coach because how am I going to ask people to do things if I'm not doing it myself, right? Like that conversation we had inside of the household the other day, last month.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing things around my house
That you're preaching against.
that I'm preaching against?
Yeah.
That makes me feel like a liar, like a cheater, like a manipulator, like I'm no better than all these people scamming people that are online coaches but don't even talk to their clients at all. Like that's how it makes me feel. I feel like that. I feel like I will lose this brand because someone's going to come to my place and think I'm disgusting.
Yeah.
Now, is that the case? No. Right? Am I extremist on a lot of things? 100%. But I don't know there's anything wrong with being extremist of doing the right things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So constantly looking like at my day to day, it's not perfect. I don't wake up a lot most of the times to do cardio on time, but I still get it done. Right? I stopped BSing myself with that. I realized that stop giving excuses. Stop. What's a word? Stop. Can't think of the word right now. A brain fart.
Procrastinate?
No, not procrastinate. Stop. I realized that compromising with myself is what is putting me in a position of mediocrity.
Okay.
Right? And that is why I don't BS myself anymore. Now, if I mess up, but I still track my food and hold myself accountable. Right? When I came back from New York and I seen the scale said 189, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, where did it come from? 289. Like, I don't know where did this come from. I don't know what's going on. No, I said, well, you ate like two people. You're going to start looking like two people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got straight to work and I brought it down. You know what I'm saying? So
you did.
But it's like, I'm not saying that it's all about being perfect. But what I'm saying though is stop lying to yourself. When you mess up and you make the wrong decision, slap your own self on the wrist, figure out where you went wrong and fix it. You know what I mean? Because if you constantly keep on trying to make excuses why it's okay to be an average human being, to be a mediocre human being, a mediocre dad, a mediocre mom, be mediocre in tracking your food, mediocre at work, then if you keep on finding excuses why it's okay to do that, then you're going to continue to put yourself in a deeper hole that you don't want. You really don't want the life that you have.
Yeah.
Like you don't want the life that you have right now. You want to fix yourself. You want to become better.
But it's going to require more of you.
It's going to require more of you. It's going to require more time. It's going to require more discipline. It's going to require more accountability.
Strategizing.
It's going to require more time, taking time out of a day to plan your week, maybe plan a meal or two. It's going to require you saying no to things, which people
You're really good at that. I haven't mastered it.
Yeah. It's really hard to explain why I'm good. I'm good at it because
no, if you want it, you want it.
Yeah, and I don't hide it. I post it, but
if it's not like I already wanted it, you can easily shut it down.
Easily pass. Well, because there's a lot of things I've realized about myself when it comes with the weight loss, and like I realized like I don't like nachos. I just ordered it because this is the biggest thing on the plate. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of fries. That's the next one. I'm not a fan of garden salad fries. Because I just ordered them because it was the biggest thing on the plate. Mm-hmm. I don't like McDonald's. I just went there because that's just what cheap. I knew. It was cheap.
And you get a lot for a little.
Pizza Hut pizza is trash. Little Caesars, trash. But I got it because that was $5 for a whole box. And and when as I started dissecting certain things, like I was realizing like I was generally letting the one thing that was ruining my life control me, and that was food. And I went for the biggest thing, and I constantly indulged in this stuff, right? And I constantly told myself, oh, well, I'm working hard. No, you're not working hard.
You just had a
tough day. You had a normal work day. I was working hard at that time because it was hard to walk up fucking stairs.
So you were rewarding yourself.
Yeah, like a dog. For having a mediocre day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this version of myself runs circles around that guy and that guy that constantly lied to himself and you and other people every single day. Like this version of myself right now, they don't even compare anymore. Right? Like
it is different people.
This me is doing what the old me would talk about, but wouldn't really be put in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the old version of myself was the one that was constantly talking the most. Like that old person was constantly trying to fight people, constantly lying to people, constantly making myself look better than I was, constantly making up excuses and lies and making up stories. Like generally, like I would do that to make myself look cool in front of other people. Mm-hmm. Right? This person doesn't even talk that much anymore.
Actually, you don't.
When it comes to people are like, I don't know, big dog, you be talking a lot, but you know what I mean?
You do mirror and match a lot.
Well, I don't mirror and match. I I think it's safe to say I'm relatable with a lot of different people.
Yeah, 'cause
Like I've had a lot of different lives. Like I've went from, doing drugs in high school, drinking too much, Four Locos, DJing, vape store, you know what I mean? Like BSing myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I went to over 600 pounds, over 500 pounds, over 400, over 300, over 200. Like I've got to do a lot of different things in my life. And I guess I'm a man of very many lives.
Yeah, I see your day to day, but what made me like think about what you just said, like the mirror match thing, or maybe I chose the wrong words. For your birthday dinner, my sister, like we were sitting on the couch while you were talking, and then she ended up telling me, she's like, "Whoa, like it's so weird to see AJ with people." She said, I forgot the exact verbiage, but pretty much saying with people that are in your tax bracket.
Oh, yeah, I know what she's saying.
Because she was saying like with us, or like, when we're just hanging out, it's just like having fun, bullshit. But then when you're like in a different circle, it's just like
It's business.
growth, business,
Yeah.
help, like strategizing, helping each other with ideas, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, there's a time and place for everything, and like I'm not gonna come in and be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be talking about that right now.
Self-development, every
Yeah,
conversation.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person. Now, when it comes to time and place for me to talk to your sister and kind of not put her in her place when like, hey, you're slipping, because me and her are a lot alike, right? A lot alike. Well, she's a lot like my old version of myself. You know what I mean? But she's not overweight or anything like that. I'm not calling her overweight. She gets sensitive. I'm not calling her overweight.
She's not.
But she's not overweight.
She's not.
No, she's not overweight. No,
she's
she's
so
not.
cute.
She's cool. But anyway, so it's just one of those things that like I call it out that's different. But like, it just I don't want to be like one thing that I don't like is that I don't like to make other people feel like every single conversation with me has to be about self-development or weight loss. Like I personally don't care what you're eating. Right? Like I lost the weight. You don't have to lose the weight. You know what I mean?
So you're not like judging people's
No,
plates.
I'm not here to judge people's weight. Now, if you're telling me like, babe, I want to continue to lose weight, now I'm judging your plate, right? Or like when my best friend's like, hey, like call me out. I'm good. I called her out. Unfortunately, it didn't go that good, but I, you know what I mean. I love the girl.
She's like, I had a
you know what I mean?
fancy
Yeah, you know
meal.
what I mean. But it's like, as in no one that asks like for my unsolicited advice, I'm not gonna give it, because at the end of the day, like you don't need to hear it every day. Like I understand of like
You know what you're doing.
I was reminded that I was fat every single day,
And it didn't
by
change
myself, and it didn't change anything.
Yeah.
So what is me giving my unsolicited advice to someone that already knows that they have the problem? Now, if they ask me for advice, I will talk your ear off. Be prepared. But if you don't tell me what goals you have, if you don't tell me that you're trying to lose weight, if you don't tell me
asking
that
for advice.
and asking for advice, I'm not gonna bring it up, because why would I waste my time for someone that doesn't want to hear it?
Right now.
Yeah, like no, yeah, right now, or if they ever, like I don't, my family didn't lose weight because I lost weight. You know what I mean? You
They always joke about it, too.
You didn't start. Yeah, my mom's always like, go
Even
to the gym
Uncle
for
Joe.
me. You know what I mean? Uncle Joe lost weight. But it's just like respecting other people's thing. I'm not here to judge. Like I've been judged my whole entire life. I've been made fun of. There's stories that I have that obviously sit really deep in my heart because I remember them and they were back in elementary school. But at the end of the day, like I don't think it's ever good for someone to sit here and judge someone because they haven't started their journey yet, or they're not ready, or nor do they want to. Now, I'll always give my unsolicited advice to conversations I see in trends on social media, because one, it's open to the public, but two, I just see like they start creating like these big old armies of mediocre people that are really unhappy.
So you're doing it out of love to
So,
try to help.
well, I just don't call people out. Like
Or
I don't
giving
talk,
your perspective.
but I give my perspective on it,
Okay.
because I mean, you're best to help the person you once were. Right. And like, that's how I look at it. Like if I was 400, 500, 600 pounds right now, never on a weight loss journey, I would accept the eating with intuition or whatever. I would accept the, wrap this thing about your belly and you don't have to work out, you're going to lose body fat. I accept the easy weight loss pills, lose 20 pounds in 20 days. You know what I mean? So like, I get that. I mean, I 100% get that, but that's why I have these conversations and we talk about this stuff, because I want you to know, like, it's not true, right? Like it's not true. Like you're constantly getting, the conversation that led, that we start off with this podcast is how to, holding yourself accountable when you're BSing yourself. It's understanding that you're BSing yourself and that it's not true. It is not easy. right? And these people that you sit here and you see these people just sell you this nonsense program, and that weight loss is easy, and that blah blah blah, they're gonna change your life because X, Y, and Z, and you just got to take all the $500 fucking a month of supplements, and you don't have to hit the gym, and you don't have to eat clean, you don't track your food. Like, it's all lies. You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's going to require various of those things for you to get to where you want to be.
yeah, it's not easy to get where you want to be, right? It is very difficult, right? It is very difficult to do the right thing, and it's only because we're surrounded by a society that does the wrong.
Yeah.
And we are constantly looked at as being odd ones out by making the right decisions. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, when you go out to a bar and a club and hang out with your friends, and if you say you're not drinking, but you're going out, you will get offered drinks 100 times that night.
I do every time.
Right? Oh, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm trying to,
I'm always bombarded.
I got the gym in the morning. I'm good. I'm drinking now. Hey, I'm gonna go out tonight, but I'm not gonna drink. Oh, what do you mean you're not gonna drink, bro? Oh man, come on, bro. Stop being like that. Blah 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 blah. Like, a person is trying to better themselves, and you're still sitting over here pushing them to go make themselves miserable and not wake up to do cardio the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're doing the right things, it's like you're actually made fun of. You're now that kid with the roller backpack in elementary school and junior high.
Damn.
Right? Like, that's what it is. But it's just because when we're trying to call ourselves out on our BS and we're trying to make ourselves better, it makes other people around us that continue to have a mediocre life feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, when you tell someone you're on a diet, everything you're
under a microscope.
You're under a microscope.
Yeah.
Why are you on a diet? Why are you eating that?
Rice,
Well, don't eat white rice.
rice.
You need brown. Why am I taking advice from my 400-pound auntie? Now, that's not a real story. No, it's not a real story. I'm not saying my auntie. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying, like, why am I going to take advice from you if you tell me not to eat brown rice or not to eat rice because I'm on a diet?
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's like under a microscope, and then once you tell someone that you're not drinking, you become the odd one out. Once you tell someone you're in a diet, you can't eat anything, right? Lord forbid you have some rice. Like, that rice is bad. Rice is bad.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not bad. It's how much you eat of it's bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, getting back into, you know, the BSing yourself and how you call yourself out is literally by following the things that you need to do, right? By making the right decisions every single day,
and not compromising
not compromising with them, right? And understand that when you are under a microscope for making the right decisions, you are actually doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why you made them feel comfortable because you're on a diet, because they don't feel comfortable stuffing their face in front of you, right? The reason why you don't feel comfortable that you're not drinking at a bar because you know you got to go to the gym in the morning because they feel like lazy shits because they know tomorrow they're going to wake up and have a freaking bean and cheese burrito with some menudo and be hungover all day and not get shit done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I've
how
been
you
there.
call yourself in the BS is sticking to your game plan, right?
Even when the curveballs come.
Curveball, it's life, baby. Buckle up. Like,
Strap
honestly,
in.
strap in, buckle up. This is a roller coaster. It is life. Like, shit happens. I got a freaking phone call 2 months before I stepped on stage, my first time ever, that my father was murdered. Bro, buckle up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, life is going to fucking suck,
Yep.
right? But guess what else sucks? Being overweight, being made fun of, walking upstairs, breathing heavy, can't take your kids to a playground, can't tie
Everything
your shoes
cracks.
straight. Everything cracks. Can't sit on white chairs. Right? You know what chairs I'm talking about.
plastic chairs.
You know what chair. You know, I've still never sat in those mother suckers. You know what I mean? So, like, all that stuff sucks. You get in your car and you can't put your seatbelt
But you're
on.
causing that suck if you're not working towards the opposite.
No, but they don't. But that's something that is not understood until the life is changed. Like,
Because it's the chair's fault, right? In
no,
that
it's,
mindset?
that falls into a society we live now where it's everyone else's fault or there's a
Everything's
cool
made
name.
cheap now.
Everything's made cheap. All right,
small.
you know what it reminds me of? Like when what's that one movie, Shallow Hell? Where do you ever see that? Like where
Yeah.
she's like she breaks a chair and he's like, "What's wrong with you guys' chair? All this stuff is cheap." He's like, "Excuse me, sir, it's made out of full titanium or metal or something like that." And like, but that's what reminded me of when he said that. But you know what I mean? But like, yeah, it just falls in the line of like, we fall in a time where like, it's everyone else's fault and it's no one else. It's not their fault. There's no accountability. Right. So how do you maintain?
What's gonna happen though? Like, again, generally speaking, like when you run out of people to blame, because at some point
They're going to blame the mirror.
happen.
They're blaming the mirror company. Like, oh, these mirrors, these definitely aren't accurate. And the next thing you know, you're going to start suing scale companies too, right? Because it gives you some type of emotional stress because you've seen a number on the scale. You know what I mean? It just, it's no end, right?
Yeah.
So understanding that how you are going to call yourself out in your BS, right, is by just doing that. Like, we don't lie to yourself, right? Understand that you're never going to be perfect, but you could always chase that. You could always chase better. You could always shoot. What do they say? Shoot for the moon and land on the stars, right?
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing there. That's something amazing to do. Like, I have goals set that I possibly never reach, but I rather shoot it and not reach it, but then hit every other goal right under that I wasn't even know was even part of that goal.
That
Or
couldn't
even
be
shoot, it couldn't
possible?
even wasn't even possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, then not have a goal at all. But I know that if I constantly BS myself, like, I am not going to have any of that. If I constantly told you guys that I was working out and eating clean and blah, 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 and I'm not getting stronger, I'm not getting leaner, I'm not, you know, whatever it is in my goal, you're going to notice that, right? And just like you'll notice that, I noticed it way before you, right? And then think about that, what that does to your self-credit score and yourself when you keep lying to yourself and you keep saying you're doing the right thing, but yet you're just constantly BSing yourself and lying to yourself and not getting anything done,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know that. Like,
You have to know that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it hurts.
Yeah, well, the hardest thing anyone's ever going to do is
Because
realize
you're
there's a
letting
problem.
yourself down.
Yeah. Then there's nothing more worse than letting yourself down,
Mm-hmm.
right? At the end of the day, yes, it sucks when other people let us down, but like, you're all you have. Like, you came in this world solo, right? Unless you're a twin, you came out like solo. Even if you have a twin, guess what? You came out one at a time. So you came out solo, right? And you got to understand that like, this shit is life.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not meant to be easy, but I promise you, doing the right thing feels so good.
It's
Now,
gonna
there's
be
not,
worth it.
there's days where I wake up and I don't feel, there's days where I wake up and I'm just not feeling it, but it's usually
you share it.
But I share it, but it's usually the day previous. There's something I did that I know it didn't align with who I wanted to become, whether it be go to sleep late or
Yeah.
scrolling longer than I wanted to, or waking up at 2 a.m. and then say, I'm going to go back to sleep. And then I start scrolling. Or I didn't do cardio. It always falls in line with me. Now, some people are like, well, that's miserable, man. Like, you don't do one thing and you just have a bad day. No, I don't have a bad day. I just annoyed until I get that task done. But it's
Yeah.
very important for me to handle this stuff because I know that BSing myself, it leads to a life of destruction, right? Lying to yourself will lead you to a life of destruction because you're constantly going to start compromising and tell yourself that it's okay. And it's not. And one day you're going to get a reality check and hopefully it's not too late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like honestly, like hopefully it's not too late. And at the end of the day, if you're listening to this podcast, it's not too late.
Or you look back and you're 10 years older and you're like, oh, shoot, I really threw that away. How much longer do I have? Because tomorrow's not promised.
No.
And for those 10 years, what could I have done if I gave it a good try and didn't get in my own way?
When's the last time, like, you know, really think about it. When's the last time you gave yourself like 70% of something? You know what I mean?
October?
Okay. I respect that. All right. You know what I mean? But it's like understanding that you could sit here and lie to everybody, right? But at the end of the day, you know what the truth is.
Yeah.
You can't hide the truth from yourself. You know what you put in your mouth. You know why when you didn't do your cardio. You know when you didn't meal prep. You know when you accidentally left your meal prep at home and you're like, oh, well, I left my meal prep at home, so I'm just going to have fast food today and then try. You know all that stuff, right? You can't hide the truth from yourself.
I did that a lot.
Oh, my gosh. How many times you used to get mad at me because I had to make you cook meal preps and I never ate them, right? Like you're talking to like the ultimate BSer.
And
I
I
could
would
write
tell
a book
myself,
about BSing.
I'm just going to go to Chick-fil-A and get their salad, or I'm going to get their grilled chickens. And I was telling
actually
myself
ordered-
this, and I believed it because I'm like, that is my intention.
I was like that one girl on social media. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I went to order a salad and some
They gave her chips instead of the apple?
a vegetable or a vegan sandwich, but they gave me a ham and a ham and cheese sandwich and chips, and I asked for an apple. Like,
Yeah, and they give me 2 chips.
You know what I mean?
So,
It's so
my
funny.
intention, pure intention, was I'm gonna get the grilled chicken sandwich or the salad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would leave every time with the spicy deluxe, add bacon, large fries. I would include the small salad, side salad.
Oh, because
And I
small
would
salad
get
for the diet.
And I would get a cookie and also the frozen
Damn.
iced coffee.
That's like 2,000 calories right there.
Yes, it is.
That's like with the coffee, definitely over 2,000 calories.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? Your intention was to
But that was
Eat
the
clean.
intention, but I knew what I was doing every time.
No. Your intention was to make yourself feel good going there, getting something healthy. But your intention was never to really order that, because if your intention was to order that, that's what you would have gotten. But what it is that you gave yourself the excuse to get yourself into Chick-fil-A that you're going to eat clean. But then once you got there, you know damn well what the order was going to be.
And like 4 to 5
And you
sauces.
didn't know the difference until you actually got that order that one time, if you ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, wait, this is actually not that bad. Maybe I'll try it again. Maybe I'll try it again. But that's what it is. Like, you constantly lied to yourself just to get you there.
I did
Right?
do it.
Just like I lied to
twice.
myself to get me to the I like nachos, but I really don't like nachos, just the biggest thing on the menu.
Or I
right?
would go to Soup Plantation thinking I was being healthy, but I would
Soup
only get the
Plantation
pastas.
all it is carbs.
It is.
Bro, Soup Plantation is, I see
I
like
was healthy, though, in my
there's
head.
4 things of soup at Soup Plantation. And there's like 70 different salad options and pastas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or no, it was like 6 salad options and like 70 different pastas and,
Yeah.
and breads.
But I was
You know what I
healthy
mean?
going
Oh,
there.
healthy. Soup Plantation, healthy. You know what I mean? But it's just one of those things that, you know, you just BS'd yourself. And you BS'd
Yeah.
yourself to get you in that line. And you knew once you're in that line that you'll be able to make that, oh, well, I'll just start on Monday. Right?
Yeah.
Even just thinking about that, like at work, when you're like, I don't know where I'm gaining weight from, babe. But then you told me the truth on like how many times you would go out to lunch on a work week and eat fast food on a work week and stuff like that.
Like
You know what I mean?
about
But I
4.
did the same thing too, though. Like you weren't the only one lying to me. I was lying to you. Like, well, I didn't lie to
We
you.
were
I
just
just
lying to each
I
other.
didn't. Well, you would just tell me because you would always be like, oh no, babe, I don't know why I'm gaining weight. I don't know. Me, I ate what I wanted to eat. Like I didn't really hide in my eating. Like other than like when I get food to like say like we're getting Mexican food, or we got like Taco Bar or something, and I order my 2 Mexican pizzas and the number was a number 1 or whatever the Mexican pizza with the tacos, and then I got an extra Mexican pizza. That was my order, but I would always get like 2 bean and cheese burritos for the drive home.
I figured out.
Every place I went I had something for
A
the
snack
ride
for
home.
the road?
A snack for the road.
So I figured out just now why I question why am I getting so big? Because
You're eating like 2 people.
yes, but I would always get comments, and I wouldn't do this on purpose. I would get full kind of fast, even when I was big, right? So I
Because
would
you
stop
ate 2
eating.
meals before you got to this place.
No, say like I would go somewhere with friends, right? And I would eat, but I would get full fast, right? So I would stop eating, but then like conversation still going, eat a little bit more, but then pack it up, go home, and then I'm gonna finish it as soon as I get home. So I still ate the full meal, but everyone would see me eat just like a portion of it. So also people were saying, I don't know why you're getting so big because you don't even eat a lot. And I didn't in that one sitting, but I was gonna finish that shit out.
Yeah. Or you ate before you got there, or you snacked before you ate. You know what I mean? Like
It was a bag of hot Cheetos and Dr. Pepper every
no
time.
overweight person eats a lot.
Yeah.
You see those air quotes, everyone? It's what it is. It's like we secretly eat. Like we go there, we know we're going to dinner. We go we have something before we head out to dinner, or whatever it is, or go to our aunt's house and we eat like, you know, whatever, a snack. We don't know what a snack is, right? And then we get there and then we're already halfway full, and then we eat that food, but then we take something to go, and then the food we then we eat that to go food when we get home. And now we just had like 4 different meals in like less than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right. And if we don't know portion control, or if you don't have any type of discipline, then those 4 meals can easily bin 4,000 plus calories.
Yeah.
And that's being very modest. It's not hard to sit down at 4. Well, I was doing like 10 a day.
Mine
during that
was
year.
an average day was 6,200 calories.
6,200 calories on a well, that was your
When I
bad
had
day.
money,
No, that was your.
no, when I had money and I would hit the Starbucks first.
Oh yeah.
And then
your drink was
Chick-fil-A
like,
in that afternoon.
yeah, that's.
But then
crazy.
like Thursday, Friday, I was struggling. So it was like
It
home
was
cooked
like
meals.
home cooked meals. Like, I'm healthy now.
Until the check
I'm on a
came.
diet. I'm on a diet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just really it's really understanding yourself and really calling yourself out and changing these habits that we've created. You know what I mean? Like these are the habits that we're sharing right now that we've had as in the past. Those are very bad habits. Those are like addictive habits. Those are habits that people with addiction have, right? Because think about
felt like it.
You hide your eating like a
I would.
crackhead hides doing crack, or that freaking your boss hides doing coke. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's like where I was hiding it. I would go and say I was going to order healthy, or say I did get a grilled chicken sandwich, small fries, and a Diet Coke. But that's not what I really ate. I also had, 20 nugs and a burger on the ride home, and threw away the wrapper and the receipt. Like someone's going to ask me for a receipt when I paid for it. Weird. I don't know, but that was my thought process, right? And then I get there and I eat my grilled chicken and now regardless, cool. Everyone's seen me eat that. All right, cool. But I knew that I also had 1,500 calories before I even got to this 1,000-calorie meal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know where I thought that I was doing. I don't know where I thought I was getting away with it, but I didn't get away with it.
Wait, when I want to ask you something because I did this. When you were at your thickest and you would go out with friends and you would go out to dinner, did you ever do the thing where you would order something healthy and then at the end of the day or at the end of your hangout sesh, you hit the drive-thru on the way home? Because I did that a few times.
No, I think, you know what? I owned it.
You did?
I would always order the meals before I go, like when I get food for all of us, I would always do that. But like that was normal to me. It was hiding it because I threw away the receipts, but it wasn't like, it was normal to me. Right. So when I go with my friends, like, no, I didn't order salads and then like, I didn't do that. If I
would do it when I worked in Irvine, because all of my coworkers were like the OC housewife type of vibes. So they all eat like raw sushi or like just grilled chicken. And like, I'm not going to say, let's go to In-N-Out. So
no, me,
I would eat whatever they would eat, but then I'm going to go get In-N-Out right after.
all my friends, you already know, I would go to Korean barbecue with my friends sometimes after car meets and stuff like that. So I never really had to hide it with them. It was now I'm not gonna say I was okay with my weight. I just think there was one point in my life where I just accepted the box I put myself in.
You're just,
but I was always on a diet. I was, I was big AJ. Let's call that. I was.
You're
big
just
AJ.
taking the day off.
I just accepted myself as big AJ, and that was just it. But I wasn't happy, right? Because I knew I was making the wrong decisions, and it's like constantly understanding that even though you're lying to other people, you still feel bad inside. Because if you really think about it, when you're doing the right things in life and you're making the right decisions and you're actually working towards being better, not being perfect, working towards being better, you're a happy person. Like you're a genuinely happy person. You have a smile on your face. You carry yourself with such confidence, and you don't have to lose 1,000 pounds to feel that confidence. Like it could be a week of just doing the right thing and making the right decision, cleaning your room.
There's a high to that.
There is a very big high to that.
Yeah.
And I chase it every single day. And I want everyone to really understand that, like, you can literally change your bad week, air quotes, bad week. It's just bad decisions, but we'll say bad week, the bad month you've had, by just focusing on doing the right things for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not falling victim to your excuses you give yourself. Hold yourself accountable, right? Self-reflect every single day on what you did good, what you could have do better, and how can you fix it.
Yeah.
If you self-reflect that and give yourself like a breakdown of what your day looked like and what you could have did better and what you're going to fix tomorrow, what you have to accomplish the next day, what needs to be accomplished in the next 7 days, what would you like to accomplish in the next 30 days, you're going to have something to work for, and you're going to generally feel good. You're going to have a true release of dopamine that's going to make you feel good when you accomplish small little tasks.
Yeah, and when you map it out, it becomes less overwhelming too. I feel.
Well, a lot of people, what they do is
like
they put everything together. It's like, oh man, we're chilling. I mean, oh man, I'm messing up here. I'm messing up here. Tomorrow I need to fix everything. And then you trip and fall. It's like running with your shoes tied.
Yeah.
Right? Like you need to actually sit there and assess it. Stop trying to go 0 to 100. Stop trying to break down if you have to lose 100 pounds. So if I lose 10 pounds a week for the next 10 weeks, I'm going to be 100 pounds down. Okay, if I lose 5 pounds a week times blah, 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 I'm going to stop doing that. What you need to do is focus on day-to-day tasks that are going to start making you better, staying consistent in it, and over time, you're going to see change. Get rid of the instant gratification. Get rid of the BSing yourself. Stop listening to people that are blowing smoke in your ass, because the people that are blowing smoke in your ass are actually discrediting you. They're actually holding you back, right? I highly recommend.
They're not real cheerleaders.
I honestly recommend getting a friend like me. I'm going to pat myself on the back with that.
Yes.
Get a friend like me.
It's overwhelming, but yes.
Yes, it's probably overwhelming. But at the end of the day, guess what? Being friends with Daniel's overwhelming, but he's never told me anything that hasn't made me better. And he's never told me anything that hasn't been true about myself that I should work on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's really understanding that, like, that's what you need in your life. And if you don't have that person in your life, if you have a whole bunch of yes men, then call your own damn self out. Right? And stop BSing, because you keep on BSing yourself. You're gonna keep on living this life. You're gonna keep making the same mistakes, and 5 years, 10 years, 20 years is gonna pass you by. Not saying it'll be too late to start, but why not start now? If you're already listening to some type of self-development podcast and people talking about planning your day and how we went from making fucking $350, maybe $450 a week to a max for me, and now I make that in fucking the first 10 hours in a day. And I'm not lying. Like, I make that on the first, before I wake up, I make that money. And it's just because I've changed my life around. And once I started changing my life around and making better.
There was a lot of hard work before you got
they
there.
know that. I don't have to explain that. Like, they know that because I started. And then I wanted to change my life. I didn't want to be suicidal anymore. So I started putting the work in my health. And I kept going. And I kept going. I kept becoming better. I kept failing. I kept learning. I kept failing. But I kept staying consistent. And next thing you know, I wanted more in my relationship. And then I wanted more in my business. And then I wanted to start a business, or I wanted to grow my business. And then I wanted even better in my relationship. And I wanted even better in my business. I wanted to become an even better online coach. And I kept going. Then I wanted a better car. And then I wanted a be better coach. It's like you constantly want to become better because I planted the seed and I kept on pouring that seed. Right. And I kept on working on it. And I'm not even done. Like, you guys, I really hope everyone understands, like, you're in the middle of watching growth. You think I've done a lot from the weight loss. Like, I'm not even done, right?
I don't feel like that's going to be your whole story.
You could it's not going to be my whole story. But you could literally grow with us, right? You could grow with me. You could grow with Modified Frankie. You could grow.
And I'm in the trenches.
You know what I mean? It's just understand that, like, no, you're not in the trenches. You're definitely not. No, you're not in the trenches. You know, well, you're definitely not in the trenches. You can't say that. There's people that have it way worse than us. But what I'll say is this, though.
No,
right?
me being a hot mess, I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what I will say this, though, you know, is that if you constantly continue to give yourself a pat on your back for being mediocre, then that's literally all you're going to get for the rest of your life. You're constantly going to celebrate every single weekend on being average, then you're going to be average the rest of your life, and you're constantly going to could bring home participation trophies every single week. If you keep on BSing yourself and lying to yourself and making yourself feel better about making wrong decisions, then you're going to do that for the rest of your life, and you're not going to be where you want to be in the next 5 months, 5 years, 10 years. You're not going to be there, right? So there's no point of you sitting here and lying to yourself and say you want to be better. You're better off just saying that you want to stay average right now, because at least it'll stop hurting your self-esteem and you'll have a little bit more respect for yourself for telling you the truth. Right now, those out there that are listening and really want to change your life around, and how you want to know how to stop BSing yourself, it's a simple answer. Stop BSing yourself.
If you bullshit yourself, you're going to have a bullshit life.
You're not going to fucking put a cake in the oven and get an apple pie.
Bullshit pie?
You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be. So I really thought it was a really cool topic. I know we had some Q&As, but I definitely am getting sicker and sicker as we keep shooting podcasts.
And he has a fan on.
And I have a fan on too. I mean, I hear my voice going. If you listen to the beginning of my podcast, you listen to me now, I sound a lot different.
Raspy.
But I thought that was going to be a great conversation.
That was a good one.
Right? Because we all suffer from this, and me too, and it's called BS. Right? And it doesn't affect anyone but the person saying it. Right? You telling me that you're doing good on your diet and you're working out and you're blah, 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 but you're not, it doesn't affect me. Me lying to you does not affect you. It affects the person that's telling the lies. So you can sit here and say that you're doing the right thing and you want to be this and you want to do that and you're about to work on this, you're about to have the next best idea, blah, 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 blah. You could say that to your blue in the face, but if there's no action being taken, then literally all it is bullshit. There are a whole bunch of letters that you turn into words and they all equal bullshit. Until you sit there and go out there and take action, you're just going to be that person that everyone says, like, oh, here goes another story again. I'll tell you, that's what they're saying behind your back.
Oh, everyone
knows that person, right? And if you don't know that person, then you are that person. But the cool thing about life is that you have the opportunity to fix it right now. And the simple thing, and the easiest way I could tell you to fix it is get out there and just do the work that you say you're going to do. Do the work that you say you've been doing.
And that you want
accomplish the things that you've been saying that you're going to do. Focus on that for the next 30 days. Circle back and let me know where you're at. I guarantee you're a lot happier. I guarantee you're a lot healthier. And I guarantee your
Further
self-credit
along?
score. Yeah, further along. And I guarantee your self-credit score with yourself has went up. Why? Because you stopped bullshitting yourself.
Period.
And this is Modify Your Life podcast, where I'm your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy Modified. And if we brought any value to you, myself or Modified Frankie, we'll love if you follow. We'll love if you subscribe. We will love if you leave a comment. I love seeing
Comment to
comments.
us.
I love seeing comments on
not
all
down.
platforms. You're not down to comment. You know what I mean? And honestly, too, like I said, we always say, if we brought any type of value, we would love to just know it. By simple like or simple subscribe or a simple comment. Comments are something we've been pushing a lot. And my end goal is to be this year at 100,000 on YouTube. I've always wanted a plaque, YouTube plaque, and this is going to be the year I'm going to do it because I'm going to work my ass off and earn it. And I'm not going to BS it. I'm actually going to do the work to earn it.
Period.
Anything you want to say?
I think we covered everything. Don't put me on the spot like that. I'm shy.
I'll just give you an option to say something.
Well, I'm going to be gone for the weekend. So if you see crazy Instagram posts, don't send it to me. Ignorance is bliss.
Like Shaggy once said, it wasn't me.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.